everyone, and welcome to my avalanche safety video. So before we go, we head on the mountain today and ski the powder. We're gonna make sure that we have all of our safety gear with us. So the three important safety gears that we want in our bag and on our body today are a transceiver, a probe, and a shovel. So let's start with the transceiver. So I have one on me, just right there. I'm gonna show it to you. So this is a transceiver. Yeah, I keep it close to my body on your base layer. That's what you want to do, because if you happen to take off any piece of clothing during the day, you really want to keep your transceiver on you at any time, and you don't want to take it off and on many times, because that is just dangerous. You're gonna want to make sure that you don't have any electronics that are about approximately, they should be approximately 20 centimeters away from your transceiver. So if you got a phone on you, a camera or something like that, make sure it goes in your backpack. It's much safer that way. All right, so these are the three main modes on your transceiver. So this is the off button. When your transceiver is off, that's when it's useless and just chilling in your room. And then when you put it on send, that is where you want it to be when you're backcountry skiing on a mountain. So you want to keep it on send all throughout the day. On sand. And then if something happens, and if your friend or someone else in the mountain gets caught in an avalanche, you're gonna want to put your transceiver on search. So this is where you push like this and put it on search. If there's someone near you that emits a signal, you're gonna see it on this little computer screen right now. All right, so another really important piece of gear that you want to have on our backpack at all time when we're in avalanche country is a shovel. This shovel is amazing because you can put it in two separate pieces, so it's easier to pack down in your backpack. But when you want to dig out a body, you want to put it together, assemble it. So first thing you want to do when you assemble the shovel is gonna put this thing right here, click on that little button, boop. And then one thing that's really amazing about the shovel is that it expands. Now it's really long and useful. So when you want to dig out someone in the snow, you're gonna form a line. So in the best situation, there's a few rescuers. So if it's you and your friends being the rescuers, the first person is gonna come close to the digging zone and is gonna start to make little cubes like that and put them behind them. And then the other rescuers are gonna form a line, one shovel apart. That's really important. And then they're gonna start to pull the snow behind, and then the other person is gonna be behind and do the same thing. And one thing that's gonna happen when you're shoveling someone out of the snow is people are gonna get tired. The person in the front of the line is gonna get tired faster than the other ones, so you're gonna want to rotate. So if you're the person in the front digging in the snow, you're gonna say rotation and go to the back, and the person just behind them is gonna take their place, and we're gonna do a rotation like that. The goal is to do a little plateau so we can recover the victim more easily, because if we just dig down, it's gonna be a big hole, and then how do you recover a victim from a big hole? Impossible. So you want a nice plateau. All right, and the third piece of equipment that you want to have in your backpack at all times is a shovel. No, it's a probe, an avalanche probe. So this is mine. This is my avalanche probe right here. So it comes in your pack just like that, so it's easier to pack down, just like the shovel. Amazing. But when you want to use it, you're gonna want to throw it in the air. Oh boy. Okay. So first thing you're gonna, oh man. You're gonna take this little thingy here, hold it firmly, and then you're gonna throw it and pull like this, and you really want to hear it click. All right, it click, that means it's closed and it's not gonna come off, and then you can put that little thingy here, so it's really nice and firm. And then when you want to recover someone under the snow, you're gonna want to put your feet apart, shoulder wide, and then you're gonna take your probe with two hands and you're gonna probe down, just like that. You want your probe to be perpendicular to the slope angle. So if the slope angle is like that, your probe's gonna be like that. Right, now let's talk about some scenarios, things that could happen while you're out there skiing in the backcountry. So if you unfortunately get caught in an avalanche, first thing that you want to do is scream. You're gonna scream avalanche to warn everyone around you that there's an avalanche. So once you're in it, or you see it just behind you, or the ground is moving underneath you, you're gonna want to ski out. You're gonna want to beat the avalanche. So if you can, ski 45 degrees to the slope angle. So the avalanche is going like that, and you're gonna ski 45 degrees out to try to get out of the avalanche path. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work, and you're gonna be stuck in the avalanche. If you see this happening, you're gonna unhook your skis from your boots. You don't want to have skis on you when you're in the avalanche. Same thing with your poles. You're gonna throw them away, out of your way, and then you're gonna want to start to do some swimming techniques to try and stay at the top of the avalanche, so you don't get buried under the snow. So you're gonna want to swim a little bit. You can even put your feet towards the slope, so your feet touches the obstacle first and not your head. And then if you see that things are starting to slow down and the avalanche is not as intense as it was, you're gonna want to create an air bubble around your face, so you've got as much air as possible while you wait for your friends to hopefully come and dig you out. If you're under there, try to stay calm. If you start to panic and everything, your air is gonna run out faster, and it's not a good thing. One thing you can do is put your hand to where you think is the top, so maybe your friends are gonna see your mittens or something, and this can help them localize you and find you under the snow. Now, if it's not you that is in the avalanche, but it's your buddy out there, you see him being taken by an avalanche. First thing, it's always the same. When you see an avalanche, you shout, avalanche! And then you're gonna make sure that you're in a safe place yourself. So you're gonna make sure to move out of any avalanche path to make sure that you're really in a safe and secure place, and that nothing else is gonna go. And then you're gonna look at your buddy, look at your friend going down in the avalanche, and you're not gonna lose him out of your sight, all right? Really follow him, and at one point you're probably not gonna see him or her anymore, and that's when you want to note the last place where you've seen him, so you can determine your search area later on. Right, so if you see an avalanche that has just happened and you want to do something about it, first thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna want to nominate someone as the leader of the group. So this person is gonna delegate tasks and make sure that the rescue is going well. And then you're gonna want to determine if you're in a safe place. So you're gonna assess safety around you, so make sure you're in a safe spot and that no other avalanche is gonna come down the slope. When that is done, you're gonna do a head count. So you're gonna ask around, try to know how many persons are under the snow right now, how many rescuers you've got, did the victim had transceivers, and answer all of those questions. When that is done, you're gonna determine a search area. So to do that, you're gonna remember what was the last point that you seen a person in the avalanche, and then you're gonna look as well as at the avalanche path to determine the search area. Once that is done, you're gonna turn all of your transceivers on search. Make sure to really look at every transceivers around you, make sure everyone is on search mode. And you're gonna send one person to do a signal search. So this person is gonna start going down the slope in the search area, doing zigzag like that. And you're gonna search for a signal. Once you get a signal on your transceiver, you're gonna begin the course search. That is when you're gonna follow the little number on your transceiver and the little arrows pointing to where you wanna go. You're gonna follow them. And then once you hit the 10-meter mark, you're gonna slow down, take a little bit more your time, continue following them, and then you're gonna hit the 3 meters mark. That is when you wanna start your find search. So for the find search, you're gonna put your transceiver to the ground, take off your skis, and really put all your concentration into the task. And you're gonna do a cross on the ground with your transceiver and mark the lowest number that you get. And then once you hit the spot, you're gonna leave something here to make sure that you remember this place. So I've got my goggles on me, so I'm gonna leave my goggles there. I'm gonna get my probe, and then I'm gonna probe the thing that I had, so I probe. Phew. I'm gonna leave my probe in place, and then if I don't get my victim on the first try, I'm gonna move my probe about 25 centimeters away. So that's about a length of a ski boot, if you don't remember. It's about the length of a ski boot. Poof. You're gonna probe again, and then you're gonna continue doing this in a circular motion until you get your victim. Once you get your victim, you're gonna leave your probe there, take out your shovel, start to shovel, and get your victim out. Once you find the person under the snow, you want to check his or her airway as quick as possible. Make sure the person is breathing. You're gonna do some first aid if necessary. You're gonna call 911 to make sure the rescuers arrive to help you. All right, good job. So we've covered about everything that we need to go travel in Avalanche country. So now that we're ready to go, we're gonna want to remind ourselves to put our transceiver on send mode. So I'm gonna show you. So mine is on send mode right now, but it is not well put in my harnesses. So you really want to click that thing here so it's well secured on your body, on that harness, just over your base layer, so you keep it on you at all time. Before we go in the backcountry, we also want to make sure that we've got all of our safety gear and group gear with us. So we're gonna go around the group and tell everyone what we've got in our backpack. So we want to make sure that we have an evacuation sled. We want to make sure that we have a first aid kit, a sleeping bag if we need it, and all kind of other group gear that we might need during the day, depending on the type of terrain that we're going to. Before you go in the backcountry, remember as well, you're gonna want to practice all of those things that we learned today, because it's really important to be at your best when you go into Avalanche country. You want to trust your partners, you want to trust the people that you're skiing with, so make sure to practice all of those techniques regularly to make sure you stay on top of your game. You also want to make sure to check the avalanche forecast before you go, to really evaluate every slope that you're on, and every slope and every thing that you want to ski or travel on, because as we know, human factor is a big part of why people get caught in avalanche, and we want to try to minimize that factor as much as we can. So really make sure to talk to your group about every decision that you make, and make sure to communicate everything throughout the day. And then lastly, just before we go on to ski and go on with our day, we're gonna want to make sure to do a group check. So we're gonna one person is gonna go on search mode and make sure that every transceiver works. We're gonna take out all of our probe, all of our shovel, and make sure that they work and that we are ready for the day. Thank you so much. Have a great day.